So this value 241.87, this 241.87 would be a simple thing to think about for you who you are in Kuching. But in Kuching, are you taking this 241 and S7? No, right? Because 241 S7 is whole Malaysia. In Kuching, how much is that? How much do we have in Kuching for this 241.87? See, that is the interesting thing to think about. If now you are having a license, you want to operate an estate agency firm, then you need to know, actually the market, how big is my market? What is the potential? Correct or not? So how big is your potential? I have calculated for you. Huh? So this one is the snapshot. You can actually have the property market detail one. Also, this is the detail one. Very detailed. I don't want to go through. And in here, they go into different region, West Malaysia, East Coast, North, South, Sarawak, Sabah, very detailed. So I pick up some of the things for you to know, so that I want to share. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like when you are a agent, what do you do? How do you get your business? Some people will go to business by going to do a roadshow, right? So you do roadshow, you may go to certain way, shop by shop, or go to university, do other thing, camp in a land office. If you want to do land deal, maybe you just camp in a land office. Because some people got land, want to go there and ask for question, what happened to my land? Then they are your customer already, you just came there in the land office. Yeah, if you go to land office in Kuching, Jalan Baharudin, you got a lot of people, a lot of broker there also. A lot of broker there. So broker and broker, talk. Hey, got deal. I got buyer buying this type of land. Hey, you got land issue. These are problem land. Maybe we can work together, you see. So there are the people doing that now, came in the land office. So do you go to car dealer? If let's say you go to car dealer, can you get car dealer to give you customer who are looking for house? How do you know? Cannot. These are potential These are thinking out of the box. Okay. Call agency, calling, join developer, go to government office. Can you go to government office? You know, sometimes you think about it. Some banks they actually go to school. Banks Simpanan National, they go to school and promote their product. But we cannot go to school. We go to school, the school teacher say, who are you to come kacau me? Then we say we want to go to hospital to promote the hospitals cannot. Hospital is for medical product. You are a real estate. You cannot come here and do roadshow. Cannot. So we end up our roadshow is all the shopping mall like that. So why? Because we think that these are the places that may have customer for us. That's why we're doing our promotion there. So future things that a lot of people will do will be things like, I want to have a better commission. If you want to, in this line, you want to have better commission, can I get paid 90% or not? Right? You thinking about joint venture, if let's say some senior rent, they say that I want to work with developer. I got money already. I earn money through many years of being a negotiator. Now I want to work together with the landowner, or I want to work together with the developer. Got people like that. They joint venture. Eventually, they don't renew their rent. They become developer. In Kuching also got. Okay. Then we have how to have more empowerment, do more things. Correct? And then on your firm. Now you are here. You want to study, and then one day you qualify with the license, then you want to own your own practice, so you own your own agency, right? Then you have what are the more sizes of things to do Of course, a lot of things are coming in. What is happening now is e-invoicing. So e-invoicing will actually affect a lot of transactions, and most people who were doing illegally as a freelance broker and things like that, they would have a problem because their customers would want e-invoicing because they have to comply anyway, right? So when e-invoicing come, then our business has to surface up. Because you cannot say, I have a piece of land to sell, and the buyer say, I need to report now, because they are a developer with e-invoicing requirement. So all this would make our profession actually more transparent. And in fact, in West Malaysia, ESPA, when you buy from a developer, don't need to go lawyer, don't need to go to law firm. Everything is through ESPA. But ESPA, the requirement, you must have a rent number to put the column, to put a window where you have to put a rent number. So all that will make our profession in the future better. Any new segment, any hard to do property that you can do, any thing that we can do cross-discipline or more collaboration. So this is win some, lose some. So we have to think, if you want to set up your firm, today you own your firm, how are you going to do a better business? Okay? So what happened is, this particular part, we take out Labuan, Sarawak actually has more than Sabah. So all the sales in NAPIC for East Malaysia, if you think Sabah more or Sarawak more, it's actually Sarawak more. Sarawak is 62% of the whole East Malaysia. Sabah is only 38%. So if you ask in East Malaysia which state you want to do your business, you prefer to do business in Sarawak because Sarawak has higher. But if you have a license and you are practicing in whole Malaysia, where do you want to be? Actually, you should be in KL because KL has got more than half of the business. Right? But then KL, more than half of the business in KL, you have more than half of the agency firm also in KL. So everybody fight until die, like that. So actually here, we have 62% of whole East Malaysia, but we are only how many percent of Malaysia? You see, we only about 4% of whole Malaysia. Sarawak is about 10 billion, 9.54 billion. We are 62% of East Malaysia. We are only about 4% of the whole Malaysia. No? So if you are a rent, you choose 4% or you choose the whole total. You want to go to KL, you want to have a bigger business in KL. But how many of us are in KL? We are here, we cannot do business in KL, right? So we are only trying to get the business out of the 4%. No? Understand or not? So if you are in East Malaysia, let's say you have a branch in Kuching and you also have a branch of your practice in Sabah, then you can do business in two states, right? Then what is your potential? Your potential will be 15.41 billion, and you are total at 6.4% of whole Malaysia. If you take East Malaysia population, we should be more than 10% of Malaysia. No? 35 million of population. We should be around Sarawak is about 3 million, Sabah is about 4 million, 8 million. Also, let's say we are about 10 million, we are actually 1/3 or less than 1/3 of whole Malaysia population. But then our generated value is actually only 6.4% whole Malaysia. If you look at East Malaysia, we are only 4% of the whole Malaysia, very small. So even very small, you are already surviving as a rent. So imagine if you are more adventurous, you are more aggressive, you will be probably earning quite a good number. So in Malaysia, it's 241.87 billion, which is 241,870 million. So let's say we talk about the volume. Just now we're talking about value. Now we talk about volume. Volume means how many transactions. The whole Malaysia transaction is 416,000. Then if you look at Sarawak, it's only about 6% of the whole Malaysia transaction. If you look at East Malaysia, it's about 8.54%. So in fact, we are not achieving the 10% of the population. If we are 10% of the population of whole Malaysia, we should be actually 10% here, but we are not. Why? Because there are a few reasons. First is not reported. Some of this maybe not reported. Some of it is probably our population kind of not transacting as much. That means you are not moving a lot. Not like in West Malaysia, people are moving a lot. So their likelihood to buy house, likelihood to sell property is higher. Our side, we have people who are like kampong people who never go and buy and sell for the whole life. Right? So these are the possibilities. So if you compare East Malaysia to East Coast, if you compare to Kelantan, Terengganu, Pahang, these are places, probably almost the same. So the frequency of transaction is not like big city. And also people are not moving so much, not much of urbanization. So if you look at that, that is our study also. We study in part 2 under estate agency part, under land economics. We study this urbanization, how people move, transport and all that, which is important for our understanding why this thing happen. Okay, then where are the average price? If you look at 9.54 billion and divide by total transaction, our per unit is about 378,000. So if you do sell a property which is a double-story house at 378,000, that would be the standard type of transaction. So if you say I want to sell around 500,000 or 400,000, then it is acceptable because in East Malaysia, this is around that price. But West Malaysia, higher price. Why? Because more expensive area. KL more expensive, Penang more expensive, Johor more expensive, right? So the total, whole Malaysia total average is pulled up. So pulled up by this type of reason. So these are things that you understand a little bit when you know about economics, when you know about land economics, okay? So if let's say we have Sarawak, 10 billion, 9.54 we build up to 10 billion, then we're targeting about 50% transacted only. That means another 50% is a direct deal, did not go through estate agent. You know, all this recorded transaction is about when owner sell to a buyer, right? But it doesn't tell you it goes through an estate agent or not, right? You can have a land deal that direct developer buying from landowner, right? But it doesn't come to us. So let's say in the whole total of whole 10 billion in Sarawak, we just take 50% going through us as an agency, right? Another 50% is direct deal or deal that doesn't come to us, all right? So how much is that? That would be 5 billion, no? And let's say we have 500 active negotiators. Everyone is a share pie of 10 million transacted value. And if we do only 1% commission, we should be making 100,000 a year. Each of us here. That is an average. But do you think so? It happens like that in our job? No, because there are people who are very hardworking. There are people who last I saw them maybe 2 years ago. The rent are still active but not doing much. So let's say, how do you want to analyze this? You would think that generally the rule of 80-20, 20% of the people do 80% of the work. And 80% of the work, business deal come to 20% of the top sales. Right? So if you use 500 rand times 20% is only 100 rand. So you say 100 rand would be the top rand in Sarawak doing the 80% of the deal of 5 billion. Right? Because 80% of 5 billion is 4 billion. So you divide out, then you have 40 billion business per rand. And if you take 1% only, it's 400,000. So is that a reasonable target for each of you? Saying that if I were to do it well, and I want to do it well, this is the potential. Reasonable or not? But you have to be the 20% of the rent who is hardworking, who really want to go and do. So this is the potential, and this is only based on 1%. If you do 2%, this become 800,000. No. Correct or not? If you do 3%, this will be more than 1 million already. So it's not impossible. It's not impossible if you are a rent and hardworking rent to make 1 million a year, based on this calculation. And this one I tell you, not yet counting what? Not yet counting rental. This transaction is only buy and sell. It did not say rental. So rental market not in here. So imagine if you are doing rental as well, then you have easily another 10% or 20%, because that may contribute by rental business. Also, your figure will easily touch 500,000 if you are hardworking enough in Sarawak.